Hello, everyone. I hope you've all had the chance to watch the incredible Venom Part 1 movie. Witnessing Eddie and Venom's evolving friendship has been quite a journey, hasn't it? Their bond has brought significant changes to Eddie's life, but like any friendship, they face challenges too. At times, their differing perspectives lead to heated clashes, and one fateful mistake results in the birth of a new symbiote. The movie revolves around their struggle to contain this formidable newcomer. As tensions escalate, Venom reaches a breaking point and decides to part ways with Eddie, leaving him dismayed. Will they be able to stop this new symbiote? Can they mend their friendship? But hold on, there's even more excitement in store. Brace yourselves for an epic surprise at the end of the movie. Your beloved Spider-Man joins the adventure. You won't want to miss a moment as the story unfolds, leading us to a breathtaking conclusion. Join us until the very last second of this movie to witness the exhilarating twists and turns. Your presence means everything to us, and we can't wait to share this thrilling experience with you. See you all there. Don't miss out on the action. Hit that subscribe button now to stay updated. And now, without any delay, let's dive straight into the movie. Enjoy. Welcome to Movie Minute. In the movie's opening, a prison in California is shown in 1996. There is a young boy called Cletus who is locked up there. In the other cell on the other side, there is an affair with a girl called Shriek. The Shriek girl has a strange power. Did you go to see the doctor today? Cletus asks what the doctor said. Then the Shriek girl says, my powers are increasing more and more, so they're trying to take me from here to another place. They are trying to do a lot of research by putting me not only in that. Just then, Cletus says, I won't let that happen. I will definitely save you. Not only that, Cletus is the villain in this movie. While talking, a teen comes and takes away this Shriek girl. Cletus screams, but they ignore him. Meanwhile, while the police vehicle is going, Shriek Girl starts screaming loudly. That is the power she has. Because of this, blood starts coming from the police officer's ear. When this girl tries to escape from here, that girl's shots are fired. That's why the police officer thinks that those girls died. But the bullet hit her in the eye, so nothing happened to her. But Shriek Girl is taken to a secret prison that he doesn't even know about. So after many years, this prison is shown again. It is made in a very safe way so that he cannot leave here. At this time, food is brought to her. At the same time, this girl is given a newspaper. In it is her boyfriend, who has been sentenced to death for killing many people for no reason. So the Shriek Girl is very sad, she is thinking. At the same time, Cletus gives a small smile and the title of this movie is shown and the movie starts. Because he wrote about me in the newspaper, he says that only Eddie will be told these things and he will bring Eddie to this prison. At that time, a policeman came there and said, you have to tell us before writing to the newspaper knowing all these things. This policeman's name is Patrick. At that time, Venom is very hungry and tries to eat this policeman. But at that time, Eddie grabs Venom, goes into a bathroom there, calms Venom down, and goes to meet Cletus. At that time, Cletus sings, I will tell the story of my life. But Eddie doesn't understand any of this. At that time, when Eddie is about to leave, Venom tells Eddie to stop for a while and shows Eddie a picture drawn by Cletus on the wall. Now when Eddie is about to leave, Patrick asks what he said. He says that he only said a song and didn't give any information. Then Eddie goes home. Eddie comes home. As soon as he comes home, the venom in his body says, I want to show you something. He takes a pen there and starts drawing very fast, like all the pictures Cletus drew. But Eddie doesn't remember anything when he sees these pictures. At that time, Venom said, wait a minute, see what I am doing. He drew a photo of a mountain on the wall and placed that photo on top of a photo on the internet. That's when Eddie realizes that Cletus has drawn this mountain. So when went to that mountain and looked, I found the corpses of everyone who killed Cletus, and the death sentence of Cletus was also hastened. So hearing this news, Shriek is very angry and she has nothing to do. Not only that, Cletus is also very angry because of these things, but because he did something that the FBI and the police couldn't do, Eddie was promoted. Now when Venom and Eddie are in their house, Venom starts shouting, I'm hungry. But Eddie has nothing to do because Venom is hungry and eats human heads. Eddie tells Venom to eat that chicken then. But Venom comes down to Eddie, saying, those are my friends, I don't eat friends. So when these two are fighting over food like this, because of Venom's trouble, they go to a store to buy chocolate for Venom. So be owner of this shop. If you watch Venom Part 1, you must have seen it. So she's a friend of Eddie and a friend of Venom. Now Eddie asks Venom to eat chocolate, but all the chocolates in the shop are over. Eddie said, then let's go to the second plan and go to a chicken farm with Venom. But I'm tired of coming here and eating chickens every day. If I want to get strength, I need to eat people's heads, Venom shouts. But Eddie says, all you have left to eat are these chickens. The two of them go hunting for chickens. When these two eat the chickens and leave, Eddie gets a call from Anne. At that time, Anne says, I have a lot to talk to you about, so I have to meet you soon. Want to come? Eddie is very happy that he can meet Anne again. The next day, Eddie is going to meet Anne. But Anne is not coming to start an affair again. She is to tell Eddie that she is engaged to Dan. Those of you who have seen Venom 1 move know who Dan is. So just knowing this, Eddie felt very sad and was going to leave here. Venom cooks separately because Eddie is very sad the next morning. But he's not cooking. He is destroying this entire kitchen. At that time, Eddie received a letter from Cletus. He starts reading that letter. That letter is written in a way that is difficult for someone to understand. So according to him, when he was a child, he pushed his grandmother down from her wheelchair and killed her. After that, when his mother was taking a bath in the bathtub, he took a hairdryer connected to the current and put it in the bathtub and killed her too. So for doing things like this, his father beats him badly and puts him in a rehabilitation school. So the children who were there started to beat him and torment him. That's when the Shriek saves him. After that, these two start making love. So after reading this letter, Eddie decides to go see Cletus. Eddie goes to the prison to meet Cletus. Cletus, because he wants to make Eddie angry, starts scolding Eddie a lot. So because of this, Venom is very angry, and he starts hitting Cletus. At that time, Cletus did it anyway and bit Eddie's hand. So Eddie's hand was injured and started bleeding because he touched his hand. At that time, Cletus looks at this blood and says to Eddie, "I have looked at a lot of blood before, but your blood is very different. Are you hiding something from me?" He starts shouting. Eddie comes home and starts blaming Venom. "Because of what you have done, my name that I worked so hard to build has been destroyed in one day." Venom then says to Eddie, "Before you met me, you were just an ordinary person. After meeting me, you got everything." So when these two scold each other in this way, both of them start beating each other very well. Venom threw all the things inside the house out of the house and pinned Eddie to the ceiling. When he said, "If not for me, you're just a normal person," Eddie turns on the alarm system on the ceiling. So unable to tolerate this sound, Venom leaves Eddie's body and enters the body of someone sitting there. At the same time, Venom destroys Eddie's bike and shows Eddie the middle finger and leaves. On the other hand, Cletus has been prepared to be executed. So to see him die, a group of the families of those he killed have come. Now they start adding some kind of medicine to his body. So when this medicine was inserted, because Eddie's blood entered Cletus' body, a strange red thing came out of his body, and finally he became a red symbiote. So this symbiote is called Carnage. Also, he is very powerful. So this Carnage killed all the policemen in this prison and escaped from this prison. Now Eddie cleans his room, which was destroyed by Venom, and leaves Venom's friends' chickens in the nearest park. When Eddie finishes all the work and is watching the news freely, he sees the news that Cletus escaped from the prison. At that time, that policeman also came to his house and discussed about this. Now Eddie is very scared and worried because he doesn't have Venom. At that time, Eddie tries to find a clue by looking at Cletus' records and Venom's drawings. On the other hand, Venom is in big trouble. It is difficult for him to stay long in other people's bodies except Eddie's body. Therefore, the Venom goes into each person's body and eventually comes to a nightclub. So since the people in this club are also wearing clown clothes and masking themselves after seeing Venom, thinking that he is also wearing a clown costume, all the people here start taking selfies with Venom. Now Venom is very happy with the people here at this party, but he feels a little sad if Eddie was with me at this time. At the same time, Cletus steals a red car parked on the side of the road and goes on a short trip with the red symbiote he found. At that time, Eddie, who also wants to find some clue, goes to the rehabilitation school where Cletus was locked up first. At that time, he sees there is a trunk on a tree, STK plus FB. As soon as Eddie saw this, he gave a call to the police officer, and Cletus said his family, "I didn't understand anything, but now I understand everything. He must have gone to find FB, so find out who this FB is." Just then, the policeman says FB is none other than his girlfriend Frances Shriek, but she's not alive yet. Do you remember in the beginning of this movie, a policeman shot a Shriek, and this policeman thinks that this girl is dead, but she is still alive. On the other hand, Cletus takes a red car, comes to a shop, hits the shop owners, and from the lap there, with the help of the red symbiote, goes to the very secret website and searches for Shriek's whereabouts. After that scene is cut like that, the prison where the Shriek is locked up is shown. The caretaker found Shriek there and told Shriek, "Your boyfriend escaped from jail. All the news on TV is about your boyfriend, but he can never find you." Suddenly Cletus came here, killed the caretaker, and Shriek freed the girl. At the same time, when all the security guards who were there come to arrest them, they take their red car and escape from here. But since there were many guards there, they will not be able to escape from here easily. At that time, Carnage starts fighting these guards alone. So Shriek, seeing him fighting alone like this, uses her power and starts shouting loudly. So you know that symbiotes can't handle loud noises. That's why Carnage scolds her. "If you scream like that again, I will eat you next." So Carnage destroys everything there and escapes. On the other side, a drunk man comes to that woman's shop and drags him down. At that time, the woman scolded the man, saying, "Get out of here." But when the drunk man asks, "I am very hungry, I want chocolate," this woman understands that there is venom inside his body. So this woman hugs this man. On the other hand, the policeman who came to the prison where the Shriek was locked up sees the vinaigrette there. So they catch Eddie and start questioning Eddie. You were the one who talked to Cletus, but you didn't tell us anything that happened. Now that Cletus has become a big monster and escaped from prison, Eddie remembers that Cletus hit my hand, that's why he must be a big monster. Now Eddie feels the seriousness of this incident and he says to that policeman, I will tell you all the truth, but before that I need to meet someone. So it was none other than Anne who said he wanted to meet. So as soon as Anne comes, Eddie tells the police are looking for a serial killer, but there is another symbiote like our Venom inside his body. We have to stop killing him. At that time, Anne said, you have nothing to fear because Venom is there, right? Eddie said, Venom and I were angry. I don't know where he is now. You're the one who needs to find Venom. So Anne goes to that store saying, I'll find Venom. At that time, Anne asked the woman who owns the shop, where is Venom? But the woman who owns that shop said, Eddie, Venom is scolded and that's why Venom will never come again. At the same time, Anne realizes that Venom is inside his body. At that time, Anne tells him, a symbiote has come from inside Cletus' body and only you can stop him. Eddie needs your help now. Because of this, Venom agrees to go with Anne. Together, Carnage, Cletus, and Shriek start planning how to take revenge on Venom, Eddie, and the policeman. On the other side, Venom, who was Anne's body, rescues Eddie, who was locked up by the police. Eddie tells Venom to get inside his body, but Venom says you have to apologize for everything you said. With nothing else to do, Eddie apologizes. After that, Venom enters Eddie's body. On the other hand, when that policeman goes to find Eddie, Cletus, who came there, catches the policeman. Shriek, on the other hand, finds Eddie and goes to Eddie's house. Since there was no one at home, she saw Anne in a photo and went to find her. Shriek grabs Anne and gives Dan a piece of paper with the address and says, if you want Anne, bring Eddie with you. After that, Dan calls Eddie and tells them everything that happened. Now Cletus and Shriek take the wedding. At the same time, here comes Venom. When Carnage saw Venom and came out and said, I was waiting for you. Father, I was waiting for you. Venom quickly enters Eddie's body. Venom tells Eddie, this symbiote is very red. He is very strong. At that time, Eddie says, if you don't come out, we will both die. Eddie promised, you can eat everything except Father. At the same time, Venom comes out. Now when these two are about to fight, the Shriek starts screaming. At that time, Carnage beat her, saying, if you scream again, I will kill you, so Cletus starts screaming for it to stop, and then started fighting him with Venom. Meanwhile, Shriek grabbed the policeman and said, you shot me in the eye and tried to kill me, didn't you? She starts pressing the policeman's eye with her finger. On the other hand, while Carnage is attacking Venom, Dan, who came there, starts burning Carnage's body. But after a while, when Carnage escapes from here and goes to eat Dan, Venom comes and saves him. So when these two fight in this way, a bell in this building starts ringing. So because of this, the symbiote can't be tolerated and goes inside. Because of this, these two start fighting alone. Finally, Cletus beats Eddie and takes Anne to the top of the building. At the same time, pieces of this building fall on top of Venom and trap him there. After the Carnage comes up to the building, the Shriek sees it and tries to eat her, so Cletus starts screaming for it to stop. Seeing that, Venom said, these two are at odds, so let's defeat him together, and starts climbing up the building. So finally, when Carnage is about to eat Anne, Venom comes and saves her. Coming back, Carnage starts hitting Venom. Then Venom gets an idea and pushes Shriek off the building. So that's why they start shouting. Unable to hear this come out from these two, but Venom goes back into Eddie's body with difficulty. At the same time, while looking for the red symbiote Cletus, Venom captures him and kills him. At the same time, Cletus is also killed. Now everything ends well. At the same time, the police started coming here. So Anne and Dan asked to go, Venom and Eddie also go. At the same time, the policeman's eyes are shown turning blue. Now Venom and Eddie are talking to each other. Let's live our life the way we want. After that scene was cut, Venom and Eddie came to the beach. They start to live their lives freely. Now, unlike before, Venom and Eddie have become best friends. You thought this movie was over, but it's not over yet. There's another little piece you'll love. So when these two of us were watching TV, suddenly a big light came around the room, and when we looked, they were somewhere else. Not only that, there was also a news about Spider-Man, Peter Parker. So as soon as he venomed Spider-Man, he started licking the TV as if he was enjoying a meal. This movie also ends here. Thank you for joining us on this thrilling adventure. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and giving it a like. Your support helps others find and enjoy our content too. Until next time, farewell to all. Goodbye.